Welcome to Overwatch. This time we're going to cover, well, 2, maybe 3 things. A few little tidbits of news have crept out in the last couple of days, and some of it is really awesome, some of it interesting, all of it pretty juicy stuff. That said, it's also pretty, well, speculative, I guess. I enjoy speculation as much as the next guy, but I think there's only so many times you can hear someone say, well, I wonder what's coming next, before you go a little bit crazy, right? So, well, I wonder what's coming next. Well, to start with, let's begin with what we know. First, Halloween. Halloween is coming. More importantly, the Xbox store has updated, and it seems the second Overwatch seasonal event is about to start. We knew Halloween in Overwatch is going to be a thing for a while. We had a Tracer voice line, for example.
Trick or treat!
Hinting that there's probably going to be a couple of unique interactions, probably 2 new legendary skins and recolors of those, and a bunch of legendary skins, maybe voice lines, emotes, intros, sprays, the works. We also know it'll work like the Summer Games. Initial leaks suggest it'll work exactly like the Summer Games, which means it'll have the same divisive issues. If you want to have everything, it's probably going to cost you, and it'll cost you in a lottery system that is kind of rigged a little bit against you. Duplicates, no use of currency, all that kind of jazz. Until details emerge, I'm expecting no real difference from the Summer Games. It'll be a little bit frustrating, and I give the same advice I gave in the Summer Games. Honestly, it's the advice I give to any gambling you might find yourself doing. Set yourself a limit and accept and stick to that limit. I saw one of my friends spend a frankly frustrating amount of money on loot boxes during the Summer Games because for some reason they felt they had to get everything on Mercy. I can tell you empirically, that's not true. You do not have to get everything on Mercy. I'll probably do what I did last time, grab 50 or so loot boxes and probably go from there, maybe not buy more, maybe buy 50 more if I really want something, but 100 is my absolute limit in terms of purchasing. But I've long accepted that not having everything doesn't really bother me that much. I've got a lot of skins that I like already, a lot of voice lines I like already, I don't really need to get more. If skins are super important to you, well, prepare to sink a lot of time or money into the game. The other interesting tidbit is, well, the Sombra icon on the image. If Sombra stuff is available, well, that kind of hints that Sombra will be available. It's no use unlocking stuff for a hero that doesn't exist in the game yet, right? That said, BlizzCon is right around the corner, and so is the Day of the Dead. Maybe it'll come towards the end of the event. That's probably my guess, because Day of the Dead is, I think, like, same about Halloween, a little bit. I think it's the day after Halloween. I think it's like November 1st and 2nd is when that festival happens, I guess, maybe? I don't know, I live nowhere near Mexico, guys. Still, I think it is just Blizzard cranking up the hype engine once more for Sombra, reminding everyone that, hey, Sombra's a thing, time to get excited for it, right? And Blizzard do love putting people into a frenzy. Finally, if it's like the last seasonal event, I am expecting a brawl. They kind of tipped their hand with that one in the Summer Games. Honestly, I'd like to see more of these experimental style brawls. Blizzard are internally testing new game modes all the time, and I don't think they should be too afraid of slapping together something in existing map tile sets and letting it out as a brawl for people to play with, even if it's just like a small proof of concept style video. That's kind of how Hearthstone uses its tavern brawls, for example, and it's basically how TF2 has existed for Valve for goddamn ages. It can work in Overwatch. Other than that, they unveiled one of their fancy pants developers updates with a slightly tired looking, which is good for us because it means he's busy, Jeff Kaplan, giving us the deets on all the upcoming stuff. I goddamn love these, I still love these, I always love these. It's just a good chance for Blizzard to put the community in a good frame of mind and tell them, hey, stuff is on the way, hopefully sooner rather than later. Blizzard have always been careful with what they say, as they've been burned in the past for quote-unquote promising upcoming stuff and then pulling back. Rather the Lich King's dance studio, anyone. But I think it's fine as long as they phrase themselves speculatively. They talked about one hero being very far along, can't imagine who that'll be, and one coming together pretty well in development. Looking forward to Sombra's release, hopefully she'll have a kit that will curb some of the trends that we're seeing in the game right now, tanks being super strong and nano boost being incredibly hard to deal with primarily. The other thing they said they'd spend a while on is Symmetra. I could and probably will do an entire video on this topic. They're looking to revamp her at some point and are working internally to make her a little bit better, more of a well-rounded pick, rather than being very situational and rather than just being frustrating, I guess, for teams to try and work around and deal with. So we will spend some time in a different video, probably just the next video, so tomorrow's video, buckling down on key character concepts for Symmetra and probably how that will work. Finally, maps. Apparently one is almost done. Again, BlizzCon is right around the corner. Last year they did 3 heroes and a map at BlizzCon. This year I'm expecting 1 hero and maybe 2 maps. I don't think that's too much to ask. I over-expected a lot at Gamescom, but the game does need a little bit of an infusion just to keep things fresh and interesting. Not asking for a new hero every 2 weeks, that makes a bloated, awful mess, looking at you, Riot, but keeping things ticking over rather nicely. It's been 4 months since the official release, give or take a couple of weeks, and we've had a map and a hero, and competitive mode, but really that shouldn't be seen as additional content, right? That's more expected and part of the game. They've said that the more complete, as in art assets are going into that map, is an existing map type. The other maps that they're busy prototyping are totally new. Got me curious to see what that is. I still doubt they'll be going for Capture the Flag, although it's the game mode that everyone's kind of expecting. Jeff Kaplan had a hand in making Warsong Gulch, and I think that still haunts him to this very day. They'd have to make so many strange concessions as well to making that map type work, like silencing the flag carrier for example, or making the flag some kind of, I don't know, robot suit that you take over and so become a new character when you pick it up, and that might not be quite as slick as they want. Final piece of news is more personal. Hey, my stream works again, huzzah! Early schedule is that, well, basically I'll be streaming alongside Stylosa, which is 6 PM UK time, so 7 PM Central European, and 10 AM, I think, California American, which hopefully Americans can translate, and if you're in Australia, well, fuck me sideways, you guys can figure yourselves out. Sorry America, but it does work rather nicely for me, and sorry Australia as well, as that's probably a bit of an awkward time for you guys, but again, it's a good time for me. It gives me a chance to play some rank together with Sty, and it gives me and Sty a chance to be grumpy old men to stream chat, which we kind of need to vent as our rank plummets. Should run for about 3 hours a night. I'll let people know with the full details when I have a big proper schedule, but do feel free to come and hang out. Getting another sub mode sorted, as the one I have is a little bit lame and rather hastily thrown together. The good one that I had was taken down by Twitch because I had the word ass in the emote title. Because, well, Americans. Thanks for watching to the end. I have been Josh, as one voice amongst many. This has been a quick look at the rush of news. With Halloween around the corner, what are you guys expecting for skins? I kind of want the Mercy Witch skin that she's in the picture, and you can have like a Torbjorn Viking, I guess, as well, and some kind of spooky ghost, like a ghost Roadhog. It's Roadhog. He's wearing a bedsheet. It'll be amazing. Toodles!